Hey, Rory Singh here from the powerhousemarketer.com. Today, quick update here with CashFX. Okay, I want to talk about several things. Someone asked me to do this, and they're wondering why. They're hearing that CashFX is a big scam, and they're wondering how can this be if they're paying. Okay, we're also going to go to some Trustpilot reviews. I'm seeing a lot of positive reviews. So if it is the case that they're paying, how can they be a scam? Person also asked me how long will they last, and if they do shut down on scam exit, how will that play out? And also, is it really 100% passive? These are the things we're going to talk about in this CashFX review update. We're going to debunk this CashFX business model and scheme and get behind the Iron Curtain to see what's really happening here. Anyways, guys, if this is your first time on this channel, find the big red button, subscribe, and even click on that bell notification icon. That way, every single time I go live with new relevant content such as this, you won't miss out. Also, if you're looking for a legitimate way to make passive income, right, a powerful new opportunity underneath this video, first link in the description. A lot of people keep asking me for a passive opportunity. It's more of a digital system, but they have multiple income streams all under one roof. And income stream number 2, a lot of you guys are into crypto. You have the ability to earn 100% commissions with income stream number 2 and the ability to accept Bitcoin. A lot of you guys want to get Bitcoin. This is a great way for you to do so. Get access to that underneath this video. First link in the description. Okay. So CashFX, I'm seeing a lot of good reviews here, giving me the idea that they are paying. But stick around. Don't just, I know a lot of you guys don't have a very long attention span. But stick around. This is your future. This is your money. Is this long term? Is this sustainable? Are they going to be up and running as what I'm seeing in their marketing videos? I see a lot of testimonials there, even made by Canadians in province, that they have already received like fraud warnings. I live in Ontario, Canada. I believe they have one here as well. We're going to talk about all these things. Why are they getting fraud warnings if they are paying out passive income? And if they are, how much are they paying? This is the website here. So let me go to my trusty notepad here. Okay. Do my little essay and review. So far I'm seeing 14 fraud warnings, right? I get a lot of comments on my videos and disgruntled affiliates saying, hey Rory, CashFX been around since 2019. Your video's getting old. And they're still up and running, right? The same thing the guys were saying with Barax and Wisely. They didn't last long. Let's look at that. So 14 or so fraud warnings. I think they have more. Okay. Why is this? Big Brother does not like average people creating freedom. That's my conclusion. Okay. The SEC and the Canadian authorities and the UK authorities, FCA, in the end, with some programs, they'll get... I'm not part of CashFX, so I don't have all the nitty-gritty information, but I've got enough information in this video that's going to make 100% sense to you. It's going to be crystal clear. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of affiliates and even on their marketing videos saying stuff like it's going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. The CEOs, I see they've got 2 CEOs. Normally a company has 1. CEOs and co-founders, they know this from the get-go when they create such a system. Okay. Now, fraud warnings, usually people complain if they get scammed. But if you get fraud warnings and people are getting paid, right? If they are indeed paying out and they're still getting fraud warnings, then maybe they get like people try to recruit other people into the deal. This is just common sense. And then other people might say, wow, they're paying out unsustainable ROI, promising a 200% return on overall return on investment. Okay. And that sounds like a scam to me, right? Wouldn't it? So you get a lot of people will complain to the authorities. And then when the authorities look into it, and if they do pay out, if they don't pay out, there's going to be a problem and they'll issue a fraud warning. But if they look into a company like this, they'll look like SEC in the US will say, oh, it's not registered in any state, especially Texas. A little joke there with Texas, inside joke. Anyways, same thing in Canada. Ontario, BC, I think Quebec, a bunch of different provinces, right? Other parts of the world, FCA in the UK, they're not registered. They did register in a few places that really don't have any clout worldwide to offer, but they need to register everywhere that anyone invests from. So if somebody invests in Trois-Rivières in Quebec, right, the province of Quebec in Trois-Rivières, then they have to register with the Quebec regulator. And if they're not, then Quebec regulator will issue a fraud warning if they got enough people complaining. If they get one complaint and they look at CashFX, they'll just say, well, we don't care if they're paying out or not. They're not legit because they're not registered to offer a securities offering in the province of Quebec or anywhere else in Canada or any state in the US or any part of the UK or any part of the world other than a couple scam-friendly nations that really don't matter. Okay? So that is why they get fraud warnings. In the end, the super wealthy, if you guys don't know this already, control everything. They control the government. They control the corporations. They control the media. They even control your church. If you go to church, you go to temple, you go to mosque, they control religion. Religion wasn't created to, love God or worship God. It's created to control man. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people are using outdated information that they read in a book somewhere, and they're 100% believing this. I follow a guy by the name of Satguru, right? Sometimes I don't listen to everything Satguru says, but some of the things, he's just very outspoken that I like. He is always saying stuff like, if you guys are talking about heaven all the time, why don't you go there? If heaven's so good, why don't you go there now? Okay, but that's not the thing. That he said another thing. He said, a lot of you guys are religious, man's version of God. Men that wrote into books and then brainwashed everyone into believing into the books. Right? And he's like, you guys are preaching all kind of stuff. How do you know it's true? Did you ever meet Jesus? Did you ever meet Buddha? Did you ever meet Lord Krishna? Did you ever meet Allah? People are preaching about stuff. But anyways, we don't want to get off topic and start arguing about religion, because that is a huge debate out there. Right? They control the court system. Super wealthy. That means the 1%, a small group of families that control the planet. They control the court system. They control the police. And they even control the CDC. They got you guys wearing masks. And then the other half don't want to wear masks. And then one half wants to get vaccination to save humanity. And the other half doesn't. And then the majority that want to believe in masks. I wear a mask. I like the masks. I got no problem with it. I like social distancing. I'm liking this times that we're experiencing in COVID. Not, like people dying and stuff. I mean, people are, staying away from each other. Before they were like bumping shoulders in the grocery store. Rude activities. You see, whenever we don't take these things serious, something has to happen. And then now we all got to take this serious. We got to have social distancing. We should have had freaking social distancing before, out of, being courteous humans as we are, right? Shouldn't we? So we got a bunch of people saying, CDC is looking out for us, but they're part of the government and the super wealthy controls them. But then all financial opportunities, the government's just dirty. That doesn't make any sense to me. Either they're dirty or not. But at the end of the day, they control the world. They've got people fighting amongst themselves. United we stand, divided we fall. So if something is not registered with their government bodies and offers a person a passive investment opportunity, they're going to issue a fraud warning. But to me, the regulators are pretty slack, right? I would be promoting these schemes because everyone nowadays seems to be wanting a Ponzi scheme. Most people still are losing more than they ever gain. I'm seeing a lot of positive reviews in CashFX, so how could this be true, you might be saying? Let me show you. Stick around. Stick around, let me show you the plan. Let's take out the calculator. Let's see if this thing can actually give you financial freedom while the clock's ticking. Why is the clock ticking? Because most likely they're going to get more fraud warnings. Why is that going to affect anything, since the majority of you are like, oh, we're in pandemic, government's dirty, we got to look out for ourselves. We don't care if they have any actual trading. I see people still talking crap like they do. They're expert traders right here, right? Construction workers and taxi cab drivers that are still look down here at their jobs. That doesn't make any sense. They should be like billionaires. Wouldn't they be? Expert Forex traders, and then they took them off the website here. They're not here in the About section. Okay. Well, you guys probably know about all of this. I'm sure you do. But I'm seeing a lot of testimonials out there. Half you guys making these testimonials would sell your grandmother for $50, guys. $50. So I'm not seeing any trading. The only thing I see for revenue is what? Network marketing compensation plan. How are they still in business, guys? Well, common sense would dictate you only need 5 to 10 heavy hitters. Some old school network marketing pros in one deal. If some of these systems, they only need one heavy hitter. But I would say CashFX has at least 10. Forget about Tom, Dick, and Harry seeing like a little profit, 5% weekly. We're going to get into this comp plan. Let's take this thing apart and see together if there's financial freedom. A lot of people will think, wow, and then when they're not thinking clearly or actually looking and paying attention, most people are in a trance. You might be in a trance right now. You might have other thoughts. People are like, they're going through the same thoughts and routines, and they're in a deep state sleep for most of the day. So let's explore this passive income compensation plan together. Stick around. Okay. And let's look at the numbers. Okay, so they've stuck around for so long because of network marketing comp plans. They got about 10 or so heavy hitters, and then they've got some other up and coming leaders as well. 10 heavy hitters. As I said, all you need is one really powerful marketer. There's some marketers who have like 100,000 in old school, traditional, legitimate MLM companies with products and retail and that are legal with the FTC. They have some guys that go out, some guys or ladies that are, have been around for so long. They've got like 100,000 people in one downline, guys. You really only need one heavy hitter. But with this crew, they got at least 10 good, powerful networkers in the scheme. That's why they're still around. And another thing, I looked at the marketing video again. Looks like they made a new one. You got a lot of Canadians in there, and it looks legit. Okay, it looks legit, but is it? Because they're saying stuff like it's financial freedom from the long term. I'm going to say no. I'm going to use common sense here. I'm going to show you some numbers, not for the long term. for a time period. What is a Ponzi scheme? It's a company that promises like passive income through trading, as an example, and then they don't really have any trading. All they have is a network marketing comp plan, but no products. Now I see now they're putting other kind of products out there like manuals and such, but no one's getting into CashFX for any manual or training. People are getting into it because of what? Passive income, financial freedom. Okay, so let's go to the Trustpilot for a minute or so and see what's happening over here. I noticed this thing. I've never seen it before. It's a big alert. We've been aware that this company is subject to regulatory attention. Although we take neutral stance when it comes to this sort of thing, we want to be open with you and would encourage you to exercise caution if you choose to engage with this company. So I think they're a little scared. They don't want to get in trouble, Trustpilot, with any regulator, because the fraud warnings are piling up. Now, with these regulators, they're very slack. Reason I don't promote these passive MLM systems, meaning like these Forex and crypto trading systems, because they don't ever have trading. They always pretend they do and they don't. Turns out to be just network marketing recruitment. But at the end of the day, you're up competing against Big Brother, right? Government, the super wealthy. They don't like, John Doe and Jane Doe, right? Regular people like the masses making money. They'll shut you down. They'll do their best to shut you down. But what I'm seeing so far, I wouldn't take a chance because I live in Canada here. I have a YouTube channel. I use my real name. I don't want RCMP knocking at the door and then putting me in handcuffs. I get offered sometimes. I've been offered up to 150,000 US, right? To make like promotional video reviews for questionable opportunities, and I turned it down. I'm like, 150 grand, I might end up in jail. Even though a lot of you guys are still promoting these schemes, right? When you go to YouTube, look, this guy's still around promoting, right? This gentleman here from BitConnect. But I noticed the FTC is a little more strict. They've got some marketers in court. If they go to court, I mean, they could face some huge fines and possible jail time. Look at this here, Brandon Fry. This was Digital Income System. Jennifer Hendrick, Catlin Scott, defendants. That means they were charged by the FTC. Federal court, Florida. They were doing some, funny business there. So marketers can get charged. This is not SEC. This is the FTC, right? But even though you see this character still around promoting stuff on YouTube, I notice his views are down, not like before. A lot of people are not following him as much as they used to. But some of you guys see this and you're like, oh, the SEC, they don't give a damn because he was in the States and he's not in jail. But what if they change their mind and start to get as strict as the FTC, right? Like these guys in Digital Income System that are, going to be in front of the judge during a trial, and there are, defendants, guys. So you can get arrested. These are marketers. Company owners up here, but those are marketers down here. Brandon Fry, Jennifer Hendrick, Catlin Scott. You guys might know some of them on Facebook. A lot of things to think about. That's why I don't promote it. It could be an easier sell because every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to click a button and make money. But in the end, you got to earn it. You guys know this. You don't earn something, it doesn't last. Universal law, I don't know. God's law, maybe. Isn't it like that? What goes around comes around. You get something. It's for the long term. You gotta earn it. If you don't earn it and it's just handed to you, it just poof, up in smoke. Okay, so I don't want to read through all of these reviews. Let's just read a few, and then we'll get into the comp plan and we'll close off. since some of you might not have a long attention scam. This is entertainment too, guys. CashFX is not a scam. I joined it December 20. What is that? What are we in? May? So it's like 5 months ago? 4 or 5 months ago, this person, how much did they spend? Paid them 5%, right? Weekly. This person saying 100% legal. Well, that part I'm really? Expert trading team is cab drivers and construction workers, so no, guy. It's not 100% legal. But he's claiming that he's got his 5% and he's been getting paid weekly and it's going okay. Now this one here, boss says he was suspicious, but with CFX, give it a chance. He's not disappointed. Every week he gets paid. Every week he's getting paid. Is this going to last? It's not going to last, guys, so keep listening. I'm going to show you why. Is it financial freedom? No, it's not. Is it 100% passive? No, it's not. I'm going to show you. Stick around. My first pay from CashFX Thailand 4 days ago. I joined last month. Too bad for you. You should have been. When did they get started? Let's take a look. A little mini review here. CashFXGroup.com website was up March 4th, 2019. I think I did my initial review back around April or May of 2019. I can't remember. But the beginning, the first quarter of 2019, right to the 2019, 2020, 2021. So almost 2 years. Almost 2 years it's been around. Okay. For now. For now. The only thing, what can shut it down? Let me go back to my trusty pad here. Network marketing recruitment. You see, as I said, regulators are not that strict. This guy's still promoting. If they change their mind and going after him, he could end up in jail. That's a chance. We don't know what they think, right? Super wealthy in the government. We don't know. They could change. They can just start all of a sudden getting strict and start locking everyone up. They are locking up other affiliate marketers for digital income system, or trying to do so with the FTC, even though that's not a securities regulator, FTC, Federal Trades Commission, but it is part of the government. So you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Well, they're not seem to be heavily arresting anyone from a regulatory standpoint. The only thing that could shut CashFX down, most of the time they don't shut a company down. They start issuing more fraud warnings, and then the new investors see it when other people are trying to recruit them in, and then they're like, no, I don't want to put my money with CashFX. They've been around for 2 years now, and it looks too much of a high risk. I'll go find another Ponzi to give my money to. That is what would shut CashFX Group down once network marketing recruitment, or if the authorities shut them down, but most likely once recruitment dries up. But they still got some heavy hitter marketers, behind the scheme, promoting heavy every single day. And enough people going out there and not looking over the plan. Okay, look at this one. Thoroughly, as from an entrepreneurial standpoint. We're going to look into the numbers in just a second. Look, it's $300. Person went for the $300 package and got paid every weekend. So he is saying they got paid, started in November 20, and at the beginning of April 21, I took out my investment. Okay, I understand why. I'm going to explain exactly why he said. I said he, yeah, Jacob. And now he's into profit. And I'm still saying it's not long term. And it's not 100%. It's not 100%. Okay. So a lot of people getting in on a $300, right? $300 package. Once this is human nature, right? I mean, look, little pretty lady down here looks like sugar and spice, right? And everything nice. She might go in there, put three to 3,000, so forth. So once some person gets into CashFX as an example, or a passive system, some systems will pay out in the beginning, some will pay out right all the way through until the bitter end. Some they don't pay at all. So it's a very big gamble with these schemes. And at the end of the day, you got to earn your freedom. That's it. End of story. You got to earn your freedom. It's not just given to you because God loves you, right? Isn't that it, guys? Whatever goes around, you guys say that stuff. What goes around comes around. Isn't that it? So this person, she joined at $300. Average person, even Sugar and Spice and everything nice. Michelle gets in here. Michelle Jane Moon. If she puts $300 down, what is she going to do? She'll sit back. If they pay out weekly, 5%, right? What is that? Let's take out the old, calculator here. Put down $300 times 5%. Get back $15. A whopping $15. Most of these characters on Trustpilot, if they start seeing $15 for a month straight, they're going to go to Trustpilot and they're going to say, it's the Holy Grail. The government's the devil. And this is freedom. And this is what you guys should be doing. Isn't that true, guys? Isn't that what's going to happen? People going to see 5% on a $300 investment. If they get paid for a month, you know what they're going to do? They're going to find money. The people who say we're broke, we don't got no money, we don't got lots of money, they're going to find the money. The next thing you know, they come up with more money. The average person will come back with at least $1,000. With CashFX, if it's financial freedom, you're going to need about $20,000 investment. I'm going to show you why. But this is how come you get a positive review on Trustpilot and so many. Pay them 5% and they don't even get that, right? Minus 20%. Minus 20% admin fee. It's like $12. $12 to $15. Person gets that for a month. The average Canadian, average, hey bud, average American, average Englishman, the average, in Africa they'll bend over backwards, right? Because third world country. I seen a guy in Trinidad saying, oh man, it's good money, man, it's freedom. I know it sounds more like a Jamaican, right? Man. So now you're seeing how they get all the positive reviews. Now, let's break. I want to close this thing off. Now let's go with the freedom plan. I say 20K. If you live in Canada, you live in the States, in the UK, you guys need at least $1,000 a week for freedom. Unless you're like living with mommy and daddy. At least $1,000. Right? CashFX is paying out a 5% weekly ROI. Now, once you hit 200% ROI, what happens? They pay you out if they reach it for 2 years. Let's hope they go for another year, unless they, shut down due to lack of network marketing, recruitment dries up, etc. So, 5%, like 20,000 for 40 weeks to get 200% ROI. Isn't that it, guys? Minus a 20% admin. So, in order to make $800, so it's not 100%. It's not 100% ROI. It's not 100% passive. Because most people are recruiting. Once they see like $15 for 4 weeks straight ROI, they'll bring if they have kids, they'll put their kids in there. They'll bring their parents in. Say, hey, it's real, it's legit, get in. And then they start recruiting, and that's why it's still around on top of the heavy hitters. They don't even need regular Jane and Joe people. Top recruiters, one guy could bring in 100,000 people in his downline. So in order for you to make $800 a week, to get $1,000 a week, you would need 20,000, but they're minusing a 20% admin fee. Isn't that right, guys? So wouldn't that be $800 a week? If I got this wrong, leave me some comments lower below, underneath this video. But based on what I've read in their comp plan, in their passive investment plan, they charge a 20% admin fee. To me, it's kind of high, but fair enough. So if you put $20,000, it takes you 40 weeks to get 200%, and then you got to reinvest. That's when, usually the first time around is okay. The second time around, they look like they've made it. Third time around, since they've been around for 2 years already, and they got 14 fraud warnings, that's when it starts to get kind of risky. But just using the calculator, $20,000, 5% paid out weekly would be $1,000 minus 20%. You're looking at $800. Now, $800 times 25 weeks. Remember, it goes to 40 weeks before you reach that 200% cap. So after 25 long weeks, it's going to be long because you got your fingers crossed. You guys are hoping, and most people are not going to put in 20K. Some people are. Some people are going to put right up to the $100,000 package. The people who are coming in now, in May 2021, you guys are the biggest risk because they've already been around for 2 years. Isn't that it? Wouldn't you be? I would be thinking so. But if you want financial freedom in Canada, as an example, meaning if you and your spouse is working, you guys got bills, car payments, mortgage, you need at least $1,000 US a week at least, dependent on your lifestyle. In Canada and the US, $1,000, but you're only going to get 8. Okay, but you get it 800 times 25 weeks of profit. 800 times 25 weeks, you get back your investment money of $20,000. Then you get to enjoy 15 weeks, hopefully. 800 times 15 weeks, $12,500. So if you put down $20,000 over a 40-week duration, you only in truth make what? $12,500? Do I got that right, or did I make that mistake? Just bear with me for 1 second. Next 50, I don't want to start this video over and edit it. 15 weeks. So 25 weeks, you make 20,000. Then you have 15 weeks left, right? 800 because they took off. If I made a mistake here with this 20% admin fee, right? If it's one-time annual for the 40 weeks or till you hit the 200%, let me know in the comments lower below, and I'll make a comment and I will rectify this. But I'm pretty sure it's 20% per week. Okay, admin fee. If they're smart, CashFX Group, they're going to charge you 20% a week. That's what I would do if I was the CEOs and co-founders. Make more money for themselves. Can't give you guys sugar and spice, right? Too much of it. So 25 weeks is up. You get your seed money back. So 20 grand. And then you're left with 12,500. I think I'm missing something that makes it even worse. So in order to make 12,500 in your pocket, to me that's not financial freedom. That's average person in US and Canada need like 52 grand, $1,000 a week, 52,000. They don't need 12,500. So you guys got to put down more than this. I'm just going to go with the $20,000 plan here, okay? So if some of you guys don't understand this, this description here, an example is based on a $20,000 investment. Some of you guys I see going to Trustpilot there, and you're like, oh, it's sugar and spice and everything nice, right? And you're basing it on a 300 or a 3,000. You guys, I don't know what you're smoking. She's very happy. Maybe she lives with mommy and daddy. She looks very young. But if you're, you're in 30s, 40s, 50s, you guys need at least $1,000. So $3,000 is not going to cut it, right? It's not going to slice it. It's not going to put that cherry on the top. You need over $20,000 investment. Let's go back here one more time before we close this off. In Canada, $12,500. That's not going to free someone from their job. You got to triple that. Let me go to the calculator one more time before we close off. Go back. I'll open up another one. 12,500 times 3. You need more than that. 12,500 times 4. There, now we're talking. So you saw that number, 12,500. I take out the calculator. I'm doing it all in front of you. This is based off of a $20,000 investment with CashFX for 200% ROI, which works. They're paying weekly 5% daily weekly ROI. Isn't that it, guys? Until you hit that 200%, and then you got to reinvest if you want to keep earning, and then that's more risk, isn't it? This is what I would be looking at if I want to call myself investor. So with a $20,000 investment, after you've paid off your initial, and it takes 25 weeks of them paying you out unless you go out there and sponsor and recruit and you're good at it. But if you're just a passive investor, like the network marketers are saying, hey, you can get in, you don't have to refer, and it's 100% passive income. No, it's not. So you put down $20,000. After 25 weeks, you've paid off. You've got your money back. As long as they don't lock any of that in and reinvest automatically, then it would be a worse story than it is right now. But based on what I'm seeing, it's only going to run for 40 weeks at 5% weekly, which is smart. It's very smart. These guys who own this company are very smart. These guys are, you see what I mean? It's not just handed to them. These are people, these entrepreneurs, the CEO and the two CEOs I'm seeing, I don't have to mention their name. You guys know who they are. Co-founders. They probably aren't even the owners. People who make this kind of money, that own these platforms, guys, they don't have the mindset like, oh, I want free money. It took a lot of work to get this type of deal. I even like it. Okay, I'm not going to promote it because I'm not taking a risk ending up in court, going to jail. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Maybe they won't arrest anyone, or maybe you never know what government, how they make their decisions. They could change the next day and say, hey, got enough of these Ponzi people. Start arresting them, and you get RCMP locking people up in Canada, or FBI in the U.S. or London police, right, in UK. Oh man, but $20,000, you put that down, you're getting 12,500. The first 20, this is like the government, right? If you guys have a job, whenever I did have a job, I was paid as an incorporation, okay? So they had to pay me. I worked for a trucking company when I was in trucking. They had to pay me 100%, and I even charged them like tax. I had a chartered accountant do my taxes, but they paid me all my money. And then I have the accountant write certain things off, and then at the end of the year we do our taxes, and you got to pay X amount. But for majority of you guys probably have jobs, and for 5 months out of 12 months, you guys are paying in taxes. This is like paying the government. Here, you're paying for 25 weeks back to CashFX, basically, to yourself to make back your 20,000. That's no profit. I put in 20,000, I made it in 25 weeks. That's not profit. Now you got to sit out the remainder of the 15 weeks. And then you earn 12,500. That's when you actually start earning. if you get your money back. So that's it, guys. I'm going to close off with this idea. It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea from the owners, guys. I don't believe all this BS here, this bullshit with these offices. People, you guys don't even get. You guys don't care. I mean, you guys are joining stuff with people with fake beards and stuff, right? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. But what matters is your freedom and your passive investment plan. So what I'm thinking here, eventually recruitment will dry up. I'm thinking they're going into their third year now, and this is probably going to be the most riskiest year. Maybe they'll stick around for another year. Who knows? Okay, I don't know. Only God knows. Maybe they will. But now this year of 2021, this is going to be the high risk year because there's a lot of people who are just getting into CashFX now. So that's some things to really think about. So 20 grand you're only making really 12,500. If you live in a third world country and you actually can come up with 20 grand to invest, then you could probably get financial freedom only while the company's up and running. Once they scam exit. So it's, in truth, it's not a scam. It's a scam in the eyes of the authorities. I'll close out with that idea. But it's not a scam until they finally, scam exit. And usually when they scam exit, it's usually when momentum is sky high. And the largest group of people that come in the end is usually the people that end up losing. That's why I don't promote these things, in order for a few people at the top to win, as compared to the numbers of people that are in this deal. It comes down, if it's like, a small group of people at the top, meaning the top recruiters and the owners. In order for a small group at the top to win, a whole bunch of people gotta lose.